we going? We going home!
I know. Way to go, babe. Way to manage the game. Way to go. Great game.
We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now.
Brady has all kinds of time. Goes toward the end zone. Into the caught ball. Touchdown, Tampa Bay, Mike Evans. What a way to start the football game in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Shaq Barrett got him.
JPP puts a good move on him.
He goes down. He's inside the 10 to the 5. 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Fournette refused to go down.
Devin White, Levante David, and the way that they were able to play downhill and just had a hard time getting anything going.
Brady goes for the deep shot. He's got it. Touchdown! Scotty Miller.
Oh, my God.
Goes toward the other. Caught ball. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. It is Cameron Brate. It is long enough, and it is right down Lombardi Avenue. It's good. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lead 31-23. The Bucs win. Bucs win. Tampa Bay is heading to the Super Bowl.
Hey, we got one more, kid. We got one more. We making history. Let's win it. Let's go.
Are you ready?
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Sports Talk 49 live on BucsReport.com. Usually every Monday and Friday at 3 p.m. Yes, it's a Tuesday, and it's Tuesday, so we had, instead of Victory Monday, we got to do a kind of a Victory Tuesday. Sorry, I had to be at an NBA game on Monday, so I couldn't show up here on Monday, but I'm gladly here to do this all for you Tuesday because I come here for you guys. You guys make this happen. If you don't know who I am, this is Blake Anthony, and this is my show, Sports Talk 49. So you already know what's going on. The Bucs have punched their ticket to the Super Bowl. So you get to hear from the interviews from Jason Pierre-Paul, Jordan Whitehead, Shaq Barrett, Bruce Arians, and of course, the one on the losing end, Aaron Rodgers. And think about what you guys feel about his future. What's going to go on with the Bucs versus the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? What do you guys think is going to go on there? All that's here is going to be right here on the show. And we'll be taking, listening to you guys' comments, talking back. We'll have a guest on here, former Detroit Lions, spent a little time with Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles and Jonte Green, kid from this area out of St. Pete. So they have that all right here on Sports Talk 49. So when you guys went into work today, was this you like when you went into work? Woo-hoo! Was that you coming into work today? Let's check out these comments real quick. Christopher Cole, absolutely. I can't even pronounce that. We bad. ASS, yeah. Christopher Cole, defense has some swang to it. Tim, one more to go. Let's do it, Bucs. Good afternoon, Blake. Good afternoon, Tim. How are you, sir? Jerry, good intro. Christopher, every day is victory day until February 7th. Hey, I ain't mad at that. Matthew, we lit. Let's go Bucs. Yeah, that's, I mean, like I told you guys, enjoy the ride, man. I mean, for me, it doesn't even feel like, it's really hit yet. And, me just being a media person and all, it really, hasn't really hit me yet that they're really in the Super Bowl. I guess, guys, I think like I'm playing and like the job really isn't done yet till they actually finish the job. But for now, you just enjoy the ride, all the Pro Bowl, all pro snubs and all that stuff like that. I guess the Bucs got what was truly due to them, and they got to punch their ticket back home where they were coming anyway to Tampa Bay to take on the Chiefs, which beat them earlier in the year, which they could have won, but they didn't have too good of a performance in that game. Tom Brady threw a couple interceptions in that game. And there was a couple miscues that happened on defense. So Todd Bowles in the game will be ready to play this game coming up because they did a great job shutting them down in the second half. So it's going to be interesting to see that, how I'm going to look at the tape. The Chiefs playing the Chiefs then to playing the Chiefs now. They do a lot of the similar things because that's pretty much their game, what they do all season. It's not they're not going to change too much coming from there from now. But there is a few changes, and Andy Reid likes to use all that speed that is given to him there. So speaking of defense playing really, really well, let's hear from one of the captains of the defense, Jason Pierre-Paul.
And, just Jason, trading up for me 3 years ago, just means a lot. I'm back in Tampa where it all started at. I won't say where it all started at, but went to college here. Super Bowl is hosting in Tampa. We in the Super Bowl. It's just history been made, man. Just history is written and it's being written, and hopefully we win the Super Bowl, man. We do everything we have to do, and we play like we play tonight, man. We'll do it. I think, with the guys that we have and everything that went on today, we never budged. We never, flinch at all. We just played tremendous football, and, look where we at. It don't matter how many picks Tom throws, the defense got his back, you know what I'm saying? And that's how we play, it don't matter. I feel like a group of brothers, when they sink, it's unstoppable.
3 sacks tonight.
You got 3? I thought it was 2.5. I think I got half on that sack, though. I got to look at that, man. I ain't letting it go. You feel me? But nah, man, it's 2.5. Yeah, y'all better count that right now. But nah, everything was good, man. Shaq played a tremendous, football game. I did. And to be honest, we know that we both had to have big games in order for it to work. You know what I mean? And that's what we have. That's what we had. Obviously, and y'all saw it too as well, and so did everybody else. And man, we just was sync. We talk, we communicate together, and I enjoy playing with him, man. I enjoy having him as a teammate. Very, well spoken, football player, tremendous football player. And that's what we would just sync with each other. That was it. The journey, man, if I talk about the journey, it's gonna take forever. But just a quick brief, man. It took, with the trade from the Giants, winning the Super Bowl at the Giants, and trade from the Giants, it's probably at my peak of my career. Was hard, but at the end of the day, we got a job to do, and I think Jason did a great job of believing in me and bringing me here to Tampa, and look where we at right now. Like, I'm gonna keep saying, look where we at, but look where we at, look where I'm at. It never stopped, man. My grind is tremendous, though. I just keep going. I have a motor that never stopped. So I'm happy, and I'm excited in where I'm at right now, where my teammates at right now in life. And like I say, man, to give you the story, to run down, it'll take forever, man. Maybe I just gotta write a book, man.
Did you ever think that this was never going to happen? That you were never?
Nah, no.
Like, how hard was it getting through those things?
Listen. Even now, man, I'm battling stuff right now. At this point right now in the football career right now, and where we at right now, going to the Super Bowl, everybody hurting. You know what I mean? This is football. But man, I don't care, man. I'm gonna do whatever to get to this point, and I'm to this point with my teammates. So why not just put it all on the line? Like, that's how we played tonight. We played that everything was on the line. Like, we played our life depended on it, man, because it really did. This is the last game before the Super Bowl, man. Like, a lot of teams are sitting home right now, and I'll do it all over again if I have to, man. And that's real.
And that's real. It's Jason Pierre-Paul, always giving you his full thought and everything, how he thinks and all that in the game. And those guys play like that. I told Peter in the gang on the sports web, I expected Jason Pierre-Paul to have a stellar performance with the return of Vita Vea and Jordan Whitehead, and all these guys showed up and played really, really great. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Because I love to hear from you guys. And speaking of hearing from you guys, this is one of the most important things of why I do this thing, because it's for you guys. You guys make this the way it is. Everybody told me for so long I should have done this a long time ago. Here it is, 5 years now, emerging all these time, working on Sports Talk 49, Bucs Report and all that. So these are the things right here. When I see these reactions, this is from a lady I've known since when I had season tickets and sitting next to this lady. She's been a fan since 1976. She was born in Thailand. So she's a joy to be around. It's a very splendid woman. So when I see this on social media and the Buccaneers stuff, it just kind of reminds me of why I work so hard to try to bring good content and educate you guys on things that you may not know and may not understand, and try to give you good interviews with people and hear different perspectives on things. As maybe I could change your mind on something. But when I saw this, it just, kind of makes me want to work even harder.
We got a Super Bowl, baby!
Super Bowl? We're going to the Super Bowl.
No, I'm going to do this selfie.
We're going to the Super Bowl. Who's going to the Super Bowl?
Tampa Bay! Woo!
Who's your Super Bowl? Who's your Super Bowl team? Who's your Super Bowl team?
Then a Kyle Joy. Kyle Joy.
That's what it's all about, man. That's just pure passion. I'm sure a lot of you other guys felt like that way. You may not have cried like that, but you felt like you were just so cheated for so long, 18 years, and now you finally get a chance to see this again and feel that feeling again, and then come into the next year as reigning Super Bowl champs, just like the Chiefs are coming to next Sunday's game against the Buccaneers at home in Tampa Bay. Wow, whoo! It's just so much this season, so much up, so much down, so much naysayers, so much everything. Everything is a excuse for everything every week. They didn't pick them to beat the Packers. They're not going to pick them to beat the Chiefs. Given the Chiefs 3, gave the Packers 3. What do you guys think, man? It's just so much to process so fast. And look out for more of my stuff. Of course, the winning angle, I'll probably put that out, before the Chiefs game, in the Super Bowl. And I'll have a lot of perspectives in that game. There was a lot to cover in that game. A lot of guys play really, really well in that game, and I want to make sure to take the time to give them their dues with my perspectives. And I appreciate you guys always checking it out. And if you're not following me on Blake Anthony 49. I put out plenty good tape just so you guys can check out and learn. And if there's somebody you really want to see, just hit me up on there. If you're not following me, it's just at Blake Anthony 49 on pretty much all social media platforms. Daniel, go Bucs, Salt Lake City fan. Hey, that's what's up. Okay, let me get here. Don't want to miss you guys' comments. D stepped up. Yep, I'm still believing in the LFG. Stick White on Kelsey and double team Hill, bump and run off the line, disrupt the routes. Speed is the issue with that. JPP, yep. Hill will have 10 catches, 100 yards, need to shut Kelsey down. Yeah, you can't shut everybody down, so you got to kind of limit the bleeding and score when you're on offense. Hey, did you see how Vea manhandled the Packers center and threw him to the ground like a rag doll? Wouldn't expect anything less. Buffalo couldn't wrap up Mahomes. If we can finish the pressure, get Mahomes down, we control the tempo. Yep. Let me get this. Kyle Brandt on Good Morning Football. Have this week's Skeptor to Double V. Yep. It's surreal. Yeah, I know, Daniel. Tell it, it's surreal. Gave this week's Skeptor. Now I have this week's. It's okay, Tim. The Falcons defense handled the Chiefs offense pretty well. Yes. Well, then the Bucs defense should study that game video. Absolutely. There's a couple games. Raiders. Well, of course, they're in their division and they do that. There's a couple tapes I'm gonna look at and try to piece some of the things together to stop some of the things they do, but it's gonna be really tough. Russ got 34-27. Dang, Russ prediction so early, Russ. So early. I like it. He's excited. He's like, "Is the Super Bowl tomorrow? Who's your Super Bowl team?" The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the Super Bowl team. And I'm your host, Blake Anthony, right here on Sports Talk 49 live every Monday and Friday at 3 p.m. Today's Tuesday, though, but every Friday at 3 p.m. But I'll still be right on schedule on Friday, and we'll be on here, see if we can get Ron on, a couple more guests for you guys. As I always try to keep something new for you guys coming on here, some new material. Bucs with home life 1813. All right, speaking of that, let's hear from our next speaker, Shaq Barrett. See what he's got to say on that monstrous game he had.
Oh, it was big for us. We knew that Aaron Rodgers was going to give us a chance to get to him, and he was going to try to make the big play. So our secondary did a great job holding him up, like taking away his first, second read, and we was able to get there.
About this win.
Oh, it was big for us. We knew that there's no better time to be great. There's no better time to be the defense that we want to be than right now. So we just took the challenge. We know our offense was going to do what they needed to do, and when we need help, they bail us out. When they need help, we bail them out. And that's why we playing so good right now. We just working good together, and we in sync for the most part. Oh, Vita is a big impact. We most definitely miss Vita. He on the first sack, the quarterback was trying to go to where Vita was at, but he couldn't because Vita was right there, and he flushed him right to me, and it worked out perfectly. So, just from that, not even a run defense. Run defense, he's a real important piece in there. Nobody, wherever Vita's at, he's going to take the next gap next to him on both sides and maybe one more gap. So we most definitely missed him in there.
We'll go to Scott Reynolds.
Hey, Shaq, congrats on that win. You've been to the Super Bowl before, and you've won it, but not in your home stadium.
History has to end. We could be the first team to win it as well, and that's the key. We've got to get back ready to work. But just it's crazy. It's never been done before, and we doing it. It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm happy that everybody who's on this organization is a part of it. We got some great guys here, and everybody. I just love it here. Love them, and I'm happy that we doing it together.
We'll go to Joey Knight.
Shaq, how surprised were you that they tried to kick a field goal late? And is that kind of like the sign of the ultimate respect for your defense?
Hey, I couldn't believe it, honestly, because there's no guarantee that they're going to make it back down there again. Even if they was on fourth down, they might as well try. But I know offense they've been amazing in 4-minute offense this year, not giving the team back the ball. So I had all the utmost confidence in them. But I know if he could take it back, he probably wouldn't do that next time. But I appreciate it. Offense did their job. We did our job, and we came out with the win. Nice. The energy is crazy. Everybody's so excited. There's a lot of people first playoff trips this year, not to mention going to the Super Bowl is an amazing feeling in there. Is the goal of every year, every season, and we finally able to be where we want to be at the end of the year. We just gotta finish it now. Oh, our guys, they all ready to play. They all in practice. They all in there getting reps, and we could count on them at any second, any moment, any play in the game. And that's what you saw out there tonight. They was in there. They was affecting the game, making plays, and they was ready to step up. It wasn't no fall off, no plays between them and the guys that's ahead of them. And that's what we need on our team to continue to be successful from the first man to the last man.
He's absolutely right. And Shaq Barrett had a hell of a performance in that I was going to say Super Bowl, in that NFC Championship against the Packers. A lot of people were worried that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers couldn't play in the cold. The defense wasn't used to it. But you had a few guys that are familiar with playing there. Shaq Barrett coming from Denver all those years, playing in Colorado. Yeah, Jason Pierre-Paul that played in New York for most of his career. So those guys are, we're there. Now guys like Devin White, as you heard him with Tom Brady, he said, I need some heat. And first thing he's thinking about is getting some heat, and he wants to run out and get warm. So let me check out some of your comments, and we'll get back to the next clip, and we'll keep going. And tell me what you guys think about the game. Who shined? Who do you think shined the most? There was so much in that game. Jordan Whitehead did go out in the first half, but did play really, really hard and caused 2 fumbles. One was recovered by the tight end, Tanya. The other one was recovered by, of course, Devin White on that monstrous hit Jordan Whitehead had. Let me try to find Deshaun, what's going on? Robert Lee, having the chance to travel to Tampa this year, join the festivities as our Buccaneers battle the trophy for the win it all. Blessed. An old Buck fan from 74. I heard OJ might be ready for Super Bowl. We might all weapons for the first time. I don't think that's possible. I looked into that, Benny. I don't think he'll be back. I made some phone calls, and I don't think that's possible. I thought it would be, but you will have Antoine Winfield. Should have Jordan Whitehead and Antonio Brown. Joey, Bucs defense has performed this, like plus extra lockdown D on their tight end and wide receiver. If we do that all game consistently, it gives our D line time to hit home. But I believe we will win. Absolutely, Joey. You got a prediction too? LFG, go ahead, Robert. Who was the player of the game? Yeah, who was the player of the game? Who you think it was? I think Whitehead had a great game, even though he left early. I know it would have been nice to see him finish, but he made a lot of great plays in that game. Even though he had to go out early. They put on a hell of a performance, though. And also, if you're just tuning in, it's a Sports Talk 49 live on BucsReport.com every Monday and Friday at 3 p.m. Yes, it's Tuesday because I had to be at an NBA game Monday. I'll be here Friday. And check me out on my social media pages at BlakeAnthony49. I also look forward to today's guest, Jonte Green, out of St. Pete out here. NFL, was drafted in the 6th round to the Detroit Lions, spent time with them and spent time with the Arizona Cardinals and Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles. And you'll get some insight from Jonte on what they're thinking in this game as far as defensive scheme and things like that. So if you have questions for Jonte when he comes on, please shoot them. MVP is Vea for freeing up the boards. I know you're right, Robert, and that's the part of playing that position. You don't get a whole lot of shine, but you created a whole lot of havoc. You didn't make the tackle, but you made the play. And I was telling Peter, I was like, look at that. He's taking up double teams right away. And look at Jason Pierre-Paul coming across that edge and getting sacks. And Shaq Barrett, oh my goodness, just jumping the snap counts that whole game was just the way he was timing those snaps. It was just amazing. And Aaron Rodgers just couldn't get outside the pocket. Those guys did a great job in containing. So you got Van. Anybody else got anybody else? What about Leonard Fournette? Can Leonard Fournette get some shot? Can Leonard Fournette get some shot? That run, I was like, wow. Remind me of some crazy runs that Warwick Dunn used to do back in the day and come stumbling and brembling and diving in the end zone. Wasn't it against the Rams that he did that? Made a big diving touchdown. Crazy, right? So speaking of Jordan Whitehead, let's see what he's got to say.
Oh, yeah, Mike Edwards coming in the game. He's a splash player, so we wasn't really too concerned with that. We know Mike's going to make plays. And then Andrew Adam, the veteran in the room, he's on everything. He's on up to the speed, the playbook, mental notes every week. He doesn't get a lot of rest, but he's ready to be thrown in at any time. So when you got D. White and Levante out there getting everybody's minds right and just setting the tempo. Nothing yet on it, but it's a shoulder, just got on a hit. So we'll see more later on in the week. But yeah, it was definitely a big one for us. And could you repeat the beginning of the question?
Sorry. Whoops. Sorry. Just what it was like for you to not be out there with your teammates the entire game and having to watch them close it out without you. Oh yeah, it was hard to be on the sideline with it, but I know my brothers got my back. I just got out there and just tried to keep them energized and just help them out a little bit. But I knew when I was out, they was going to step up and have my back. I think really Sean Bunning started it the first playoff game with getting a pick and then kind of just set the tone in our DB room. And then he got one last week, and now everybody's like, you got to catch up to Sean. So I think that coming into this game, we just had the confidence. Coming off of last week, underdogs and just being underdogs again, just put a chip on our shoulder. So that's a big thing that we were working all year, was getting turnovers and making it happen. Most definitely. Super Bowl and once in a lifetime, whatever it takes to be back. But yeah, just made a couple plays. Got the ball out. D. White was there to scoop it up. Last week he scooped one up too. So just flying to the ball, which he always says, just fly to the ball and good things will happen.
We go to Joey Knight.
Hey, Jordan, how surprised were you that they opted for a field goal there? And do you consider that the ultimate sign of respect for your defense? Oh, for sure. We got a greatest quarterback on our team, and then we got a great defense on us too. So it's like you got to trust in one another. We're playing lights out. You just got to trust us to stop them, and coaches put that trust on us, and we just we're out there playing as a team. And I think this coming into the playoffs is one of the biggest things, is everybody collectively playing together. There was still some time on the clock when they were driving down the field, but always remember we had Tom at quarterback, so.
And another thing, our defense was going to stop them, hold them to 3, or score and stop the 2-point conversion. So we still had a lot of hope for our team, and never doubted them, not once. Got great leaders on this team, and just always ready to step up for whatever is thrown at us.
Absolutely. Jordan Whitehead said it best. You fly to the ball, good things happen, and that's exactly what happened. Good things happen when you fly to the ball. If you're just tuning in, I'm Blake Anthony. This is my show on Sports Talk 49 live on Bucs Report that can be seen and heard every Monday and Friday on Bucs Report at 3 p.m. Yeah, man, if you're not following me at Blake Anthony 49, any of my social media pages. You got any perspective tapes you want me to look at and break down? I'll check them out and break them down. I got a whole lot to do for this game, for this past game against Green Bay. There's so many great performances, and I want to make sure all those guys get the credit that they do. Let me go check out these comments down here. I don't want to miss it. It's 10 new ones. Whitehead, a great game. Okay. MVP for freeing up them boys to destroy. What do you think about the Bucs team being fully healthy? I don't think they'll actually be fully healthy, Deshaun, because you're still missing OJ, and then you won't have Alex Kappa, sadly. But I think the word depth is the most important word for this season. The word depth, in that all the guys, when somebody else stepped down due to injury, they were able to come in and perform, and there wasn't a huge drop-off. I think that's really the killer part of this season, is that any given point when somebody went down, somebody else stepped into the role, whether it be Tyler Johnson, whether it be Aaron Stinney, Cam Brate, Keyshawn Vaughn, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones. All these guys stepped in when they needed to step in, and especially on defense. Andrew Adams came in, didn't give up any big plays. Jordan Whitehead came to, well, he's the starter, but came in and stepped in when Antone couldn't play. Kevin Minter, Nacho, Will Golston. I mean, just all these guys. Khalil Davis, he played really good against the Chiefs last time. I wonder if he's going to play again against the Chiefs this time. All those guys contributed, when the duty called. And I think that was really the most important thing this season, is that no matter what, when somebody went down, there was somebody else there to claim the reins and perform very well. Fournette wants his revenge against revenge since the Pats took his chance from him in Jacksonville. Oh yeah, that's right. They sure did. Benny, Ty B was the MVP. He got that defensive plan perfect and everybody step up. Tim, that was an awesome run from playoff Lenny, but I think Tristan Wirfs should get a ton of credit for that run too. This kid is amazing. Aaron Stinney too. They both just cleared out that whole side. I think that's a new big tandem right there. Wirfs is a beast. Dominic, hey man, I want to hop on the show. We'll talk about that. Dominic, hold on. Leonard Fournette, hot in these playoffs. How about SMB for the pick each playoff game? SMB is playing great football right now. Absolutely. Sean Murphy-Bundy has a pick in every playoff game. Go Bucs. Well, I'll say DJ Mac Cummings. Great job. Misador Super Bowl edition. You know it's Super Bowl edition coming up. I'm worried about the constant drop balls. I mean, that is an issue, but it's not. You can't have a perfect game, but you need to make the ones you need to make. And they just made enough to win this game. But yes, it's been an issue for the past couple of games, Lewis. They do need to clean that up. No risk it, no biscuit. Let's go, Tampa. You guys are rolling something in perfectly when I got coming up here. Daniel Aguilar, let's talk about my boy Scotty. Great call. I mean, you guys are all leading in what I got coming up next. Great call. Defensive back is staring into the backfield the entire time, and he just went right by him for a touchdown. Stinney is playing well, very well. Brandon Spikes, what's going on, Brandon? So by all means, get you on here. After Green Bay kicked the infamous field goals, I thought they'd go for an onside kick, but instead they kicked it short of the end zone to force a return. Why the hell would you kick that field goal? And then I said that. I said again, at that point, if they don't get the ball, if they don't score on that drive, let's just say Green Bay doesn't score. Tampa gets the ball inside the 5, or no, just inside the 10. So they have to drive. They have to get a first, but it's a little more pressure because they're that closer to the end zone. And if you punt it, you get better field position for you to come down. You got to score anyway. So the scenario is the same, except you have to score a touchdown. Period. You're down 8. You kick a field goal. You're down 8. You kick a field goal. You're down 5. So let's just say the Bucs punt the ball, and the Green Bay actually stops them. So you have to drive down and then score a touchdown, which you had to do anyway in the previous position. But I mean, it's whatever. He looked at statistics and analytics, and I guess it didn't work out in his favor. Cummings' defense did a great job. Mike Edwards didn't get a pick, but he did give a huge play on the goal line. Yeah, I mean, so he did play, but he covered his guys and didn't give up nothing big, deep, nothing crazy. Whitehead used that shoulder multiple times, causing 2 fumbles. Yes, he did. Let's not leave Tyree covered single coverage with a safety over top help from the safeties. He exploited it. I'll get into that in a second. Nichols was huge. Yep. Mickens was huge. Yeah, he came out and played. Loving the offensive line. They're protecting our QB. The most important thing. Shaq's a beast. How you doing? How you doing, Brandon? How are you doing? AB is the back. AB is back for the Super Bowl. We are good. We have a ton of weapons. People were talking about getting on. Let me put this link down here. Deshaun, that's for you too. I know you're back, just getting over COVID. Looking forward to having Jonte on here soon when he figures out the little technical issues when he gets on. And we'll talk about Super Bowl. I know he's a hometown kid, and see where he's not a kid, grown man. He was a hometown kid, and see what his perspectives is on the game. And speaking of perspectives, let's hear from Bruce Arians in this matchup, since you guys were talking up some of the things that he was going to talk up in this situation. Here it is.
Yeah, I was like, when it come here to not take chances to win the game, with the timeout and then the interception, I wanted to come out there with points. We said punt it, but then loved the play we had, and got a great matchup and got the touchdown that I thought was huge. I couldn't be happier for our players. They put in so much work, and our coaching staff has done such a great job. Ownership gave us everything we needed, and I just couldn't be any more elated for these guys. The job they put in. We had both backup safeties in there just playing their asses off, and it was a great team win. Yeah, I can't say enough about them. Fourth quarter, they've been great in the fourth quarter all year, and we got some great stops. Took a couple chances on offense and tried to get more points, and it didn't work out, but they came back and got the ball right back for us.
For the Buccaneers and yourself.
Yeah. So many teams don't get a chance because they don't get the Super Bowl in their stadium. It was obviously the goal of ours to start this season, but getting to the Super Bowl wasn't what our goal is. Our goal is to win it.
We'll go to Joey Knight.
Coach, how surprised were you, or were you surprised when they went for the field goal there late?
No, I thought it was they had a lot of confidence in their defense at that point in time, and I thought it was a good move by them. Yeah, that's the scary thing about coming to the Super Bowl at home. We've been playing so good on the road, and this was fun because we had loud fans, and this was football for the first time this year for me. I mean, the fans were great here, and what an unbelievable atmosphere. But to be able to come home to play the Super Bowl at our place and not have to get on a plane and do all the things that this crazy year that has us doing, it would be weird. It would not even feel like the Super Bowl when we have all those damn press conferences. It'd be really hard, Jim. It'd probably take a long time. For me, there were times when I never thought it would happen. I never thought I'd get a head coaching job. And after the cancer scare in Arizona, sitting out that year and then coming back, this has been the most rewarding year of coaching in my life.
Get them all.
I sent the punt team out, and I went through a couple of scenarios in my mind. Clock was stopped, and I said, no, we're going back out. We're going back. We got a good play. We're going back out and try to get some points. Yeah, I mean, Sean played that thing perfectly. I thought he was going to get another one later when they hit that same ball on him, but Sean has been playing outstanding. He's got all his confidence back, as the whole secondary does and should, because they're playing really, really well. we just got a great matchup. I think they were playing for us trying to get to the field goal range, and Scotty just ran right by King. And when we lined up, you could tell it was going to be a touchdown. Just had to protect and throw the ball. Yeah, Rick. I mean, it's Chris dropped one, but then he makes an unbelievable catch on a ball way down the field. Mike never drops a ball, and one bounces off his hands. But the resiliency of the crew, the defense just gritted their teeth and went out, got it back for us, and then we made some big plays. Chris made the big play at the end, and a couple other big plays on first down plays, and it's water off his back. It's just another, hey, let's go get it, and nothing phases him. Yeah, once we tightened up and gave him those quick little throws, and he had to hold the ball. We had a great feeling about it, both those guys beating those tackles, and they did a great job. They turned it up, and had some good interior pressure too. But man, they did a great job. No doubt. I mean, since probably week 9 or 10, they've been playing lights out. And again, Aaron Stinney stepping in for Cap, Joe Haig playing tight end for us, and Gronk being a blocker too. I mean, those guys just did a great job of keeping Tom clean.
That's all for tonight. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Bruce Arians, everybody. Tell you as it is. I tell you as it is. They didn't just pick to come to the Super Bowl. You picked to win the Super Bowl, being the first team to host the Super Bowl in their own stadium. That's wild, isn't it? So many years of that happening. I think the last team to have a chance at that was the Minnesota Vikings, but they fell short in the playoffs. And that's just how it is. And speaking of falling short, we don't ever fall short here on Sports Talk 49 live on Bucs Report every Monday and Friday at 3 p.m. Of course, it's Tuesday, but I'll be back on Friday. Coming up next, we got Mr. Jonte Green, hometown hero out here. Played his time in Detroit, spent a little time with Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles out there in Arizona, I believe. And we'll hear what he's got to think about all this. Jonte, what's going on, sir?
Hey, what's going on, Blake? What's going on?
Not much, man. All I got to say is the Buccaneers are doing big things and going to the Super Bowl here in Tampa. What do you got to say about that?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm actually happy for the Bucs. Happy for the organization. That they accomplished that. Took them a long time since I think 2002, 2003. Shows the greatness of Tom Brady. What he's able to do. Under pressure, just what he able to accomplish. I don't think no other quarterback have done that. Just leave organization just first year, take a team that never been to the playoffs in how many years, just take them to the Super Bowl. That's unheard of, So a lot of respect, not to Tom Brady, to the Bucs, but I'm happy for him. Very happy for him.
Absolutely happy for him. Happy for the city. You grew up a Bucs fan, being from St. Pete all them years, did you? You was about.
It's a great win for the city, for the hometown, for the community here in Tampa Bay. Everybody support the Bucs, so we very didn't have a winning season, for a good little time. So I think this trip to the Super Bowl is definitely great for the city.
Well, you did spend a little time with Todd Bowles and Arians out in Arizona, right? Wow, when you got out of Detroit.
Yes. I was in training camp with Bruce, Arians, and I was with him. He was a good coach, very fast paced, very demanding, you gotta show up, just gotta put your foot forward, he was disciplined also, smart guy, offensive mind guy. I could just tell from the plays that they was running over there in AZ, like the offensive plays were to a different level of what the receivers was running, it just seemed like he liked to score over there. So I experienced all that with him. He's a good coach, Brucey, people underestimate him, but he should get Coach of the Year.
Definitely, with a new quarterback and a new system. I think usually you do that when your second year in a system, especially with a new quarterback and it being in Tom Brady playing 20 years out in New England in the same system with Bill Belichick. So I guess Tom Brady kind of killed that question that everybody was asking all the year. And it wasn't first, was it the chicken or the egg? Was it Tom Brady or was it Bill Belichick? Clearly, it's Tom Brady because he didn't make the playoffs, and Tom Brady was playing yet his 10th Super Bowl. So being a defensive back, and you played against a plethora of wide receivers, one in particular, I know it was crazy for you. You had the greatness of playing against Roddy White and playing against the young Julio Jones at that time. What do you think the game plan should be against stopping Tyreek Hill? What kind of coverage? What do you think, in your opinion, if you're the defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, what do you think would be the best way to stop that?
I just contain him. I think with Tyreek Hill, he's just so fast. I think what the Bucs can't do, they can't just play off and play scared and let Tyreek Hill just basically do what he do. I think they should challenge Tyreek Hill. I would jam him. I probably have a safety over top, clouding over him. But I would definitely have a cornerback in his face, jamming him, press man every single snap. That would be, I would come after Kansas City. I'm not saying that will work with Pat Mahomes' throwing ability, but some plays I would come after him. I think if the Bucs, if they don't come after him at all, they just sit back. I think that's playing to their advantage. But with Tyreek Hill, he's just so fast. One false move, this guy is just he's gone. It's lights out. He's going deep for a touchdown, or he's going deep for a catch, or he's going deep for a long pass interference. So this guy, he's very, very, very crafty. I'll have a safety over top, but I won't back down from him. I would challenge him. I'll be in his face. I would be press coverage him. I would tell my DBs, get in his face, make him compete.
Do you think the Chiefs losing starting tackle for the remainder, well, won't be in the Super Bowl? You think it's going to play a huge factor? Eric Fisher being out, you think it's going to play a huge factor in the game, or you think the Chiefs will be able to overcome that?
They maybe overcome it, but it's definitely going to play a factor. He's definitely a key guy on the offensive line. He's a key guy on the team, so it's definitely going to play a factor.
Absolutely. If you guys got questions for Jonte, please ask him. He'll answer if he can. He's played in the league, and he has some experience with Ty Bowles and Bruce Arians. If you got some questions for him, I'll post them in here so Jonte can see. Read some of these comments here. Well, speaking of that, let's hear what Aaron Rodgers got to say, because I thought this was very interesting. I don't know if you saw Jonte, his press conference after the game, and what kind of feelings you have after seeing this. Check it out.
It started Matt Steinman. Go ahead, please.
Aaron, did you agree with the decision to kick it there on 4th down?
Well, I didn't have a decision on that one. That wasn't my decision, but I understand the thinking above 2 minutes with all of our timeouts, but yeah, that wasn't my decision.
Bill Huber.
Aaron, I know it's been a struggle to get to the stage, and you had the home game, everything that you wanted. Can you possibly express what you're feeling right now?
Yeah, Bill, I'm just pretty gutted. It's a long season. You put so much into it to get to this point. And then, the way, we had our chances. So, I'm not different position in the last couple of these where we got blown out and didn't really have a chance. They went up 3 scores. We battled back with a couple scores. Defense came up with some big turnovers, and we had a lot of chances. So, but yeah, overall, just pretty gutted.
What do you think about that, Jonte? That sounds like a guy who doesn't really want to be in Green Bay anymore.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, the thing with Aaron Rodgers is that, you guys beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2 times in a row. Then they guys come to Lambeau Field. You already know what to expect. You already know what they're thinking. These guys hungry. These guys going to change their game plan up. But I feel like they didn't stick to the script. They came out flat. The Bucs came out first drive, scored on them off rip. Then they got like it's a lead on them. And I think the Green Bay head coach LaFleur, he has to do a better game planning though. Just the calls who was making second half. Y'all was down. Once you get back close to the lead, keep it. Don't just rely all on your defense. I felt like sometimes you kind of relied on the defense a lot. But he didn't really take as much chances as I felt like the Bucs did with Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers I think he's frustrated because they lost, but I do think he's coming back next year. I don't think he's just going to sit out or ask for a trade. He's just frustrated. He's mad that they lost, but they had opportunities. They did. They just didn't stick with their game plan.
Yeah, definitely. Execution was the problem in that game. And you're right. You said it, you hit it right on the head. And you played against these Packers twice in the same division out there in Detroit. At that time, of course, it wasn't the same cast of crew there, but you played against the Packers. Bucs came out hot, which they needed to do, which they had problems all year long, struggling early in games. And they did the exact opposite. Defense came out and played well. The couple turnovers by Tom Brady gave the Packers the little needed boost that they needed, and they were able to battle back. But ultimately, everybody's going to remember that fourth down call to go for it. What are you thinking? That do you go for that, or do you kick the field goal? What do you do in that situation?
Actually, I'd probably go for it. Just
I agree.
With Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers, the type of quarterback I have. I just put my faith in the offense. Knowing Aaron Rodgers, you could dial up a play. Easy play, and it'll work with him. He has a good arm, good accuracy. But I think how the game was, they probably just didn't want to chance anything. But during them circumstances, you just got to trust Aaron Rodgers. You got to trust him, and you got to put it behind him.
I agree. That's why he's your franchise quarterback. You go, hey man, this game is yours right here. Go for it. You let the guy. At the end of the day, I mean, that situation is only so much you can coach. At this point, the players got to play. They got to make that play and tie that game up, because the way I see it, you're inside the 10, you don't get it. The Bucs get, let's say you don't convert the fourth down, the Bucs get the ball back right there. You still have to stop them on 3 plays and call the timeout and then get them to punt. You get them to punt from there. You got better field position. Now you're at the 50. But in both situations, even if you kick the field goal, you have to score a touchdown to win the game, because you'll be down 5. But in that situation, you have to score and get a 2-point conversion. So everybody likes to go with these analytics this year. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I rely on momentum and way the game is going, because you can't really, pick what happens. Somebody had a question for you, Jonte. Misador says, Jonte, take us inside the locker room. Is Bowles an intense coach inside the locker room? How does he get his in-game adjustments implemented? Halftime is such as a short period of time, because he's made a lot of big adjustments from the first half. I know you've noticed from first half to second half. One in particular, playing the Chiefs the first time, and they had an offensive explosion in that first time the Bucs played them, and then basically got nothing in the second half.
I think his adjustments is very, very good. Just the game plan he comes up with. It seems like his defense wasn't really working at first. They was doing a good job, but I think Kansas City was making some plays on them when they first half. Second half, I think he adjusted a lot though. Just with Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill still had a good game, but he kept minimizing them to score. I think the Bucs came back from a high deficit lead. The Bucs actually almost won the game. So it was all down to that defense. I think Todd Bowles, he's a great defensive-minded coach. He can definitely contain Kansas City Chiefs. They're gonna make some plays, but he definitely can contain them. If he can contain them, those guys underneath 40 points, they may beat Tampa Bay Bucs may win. They may win.
You like your chances in that, keeping them under 40 points?
No, not under 40. I'm sorry, under 30.
It's a lot. It's a lot of points right there.
Yeah, under 30.
I mean, I know the fans will enjoy it. Everybody wants to see touchdowns. Everybody wants to see touchdowns, high flying points. But as an athlete, you don't want that many points coming up there. Oh, Deshaun got something for you. Okay, there we go. Can Jonte, you speak to how the narrative is everything except Tampa Bay team doing what it needs to do to win? LaFleur is 26-6. You win and lose. Same coach. Rodgers, great QB, doesn't win the big game. But who caused it? Tampa.
Yes. Basically, the narrative was that both teams was hungry. Both teams were trying to go to the Super Bowl. Green Bay had a better record. Tampa Bay we came to Lambeau. We had to get a win. It was tough. A lot of people probably didn't think Tampa Bay was going to get a win, but the narrative that we got it. It sucks to say that. Aaron Rodgers. That we lost. That he frustrated, but we just lost. We just lost. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is a bad quarterback, but it was plays made out for Green Bay to win.
Yep.
You can't say that. It was plays made out there. So basically, it's just frustration of losing. But I think Aaron Rodgers. He'll come back next year. with a better game plan. With the same, I think honestly he'll be the same. He'll have the same type of year next year. I really do.
I agree with you. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't. His arm is still good. Didn't have any shoulder injuries that would affect his throwing. And speaking of quarterbacks and injuries and trade, I know this is a little switch gears a little bit here. Dean, you played in Detroit Lions. You were drafted by the Detroit Lions. What do you think about them wanting to trade Matt Stafford, the mutual agreement? Did you see this coming? Or
Yeah, I did. I actually kind of seen it coming. Matt Stafford was one of my quarterbacks that never really missed games. Like, not even, I don't think 1 or 2 out of his whole career in Detroit. I think he was in Detroit like close to 10 years. He never missed a game. So by him just not missing a game, Detroit up and down, coaching firing. They just fired the last coach, just hired a new coach. They probably went a different direction. Matt Stafford, he's a great quarterback. I don't think he's probably the right fit for Detroit as moving forward. But I think at a different organization with Matthew Stafford ability, like Indianapolis Colts can use him, the Chargers can use him, the New York Jets can definitely use him. The New England Patriots can use him.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I think he may go to the Colts.
Yeah, you're right.
Bill can mold Matt Stafford into a great quarterback, but Cam Newton did do a good job over there. It's just that the losses that they had was at a critical time. I wouldn't just slam the door on Cam Newton just yet. I wouldn't. I would try to still rebuild with Cam Newton just yet. But if not, your best bet is Matthew Stafford. It is Matthew Stafford.
Yep, and he's mobile as well. I also played devil's advocate a little bit here. I was like, what was the best years that Matt Stafford had? Who was the coach at that time? It was Jim Caldwell. And Jim Caldwell is actually looking to maybe get the job out in Houston. So now if they want to talk about, moving Deshaun Watson, could they possibly work out some type of deal of sending Deshaun to Detroit and sending Matt Stafford to Houston, since there's already a guy he's used to working with, and possibly pick up some trade collateral in that? That's just something I was looking at because I know Caldwell is familiar with Matthew Stafford in those years. I think Caldwell made him better those years, made him move around in the pocket more, extend plays, much like you're seeing now with Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. That's where to go in today's football, to buy extra time for these wideouts to get open. What do you think?
No, that's a great trade. That situation is very crazy going on in Houston with Deshaun Watson. But I don't think the situation is getting better. Sources that I'm hearing that he's still frustrated. He's pretty bad. They actually been saying things back and forth, and both sides not agreeing with things. Deshaun wants out. He wants out. Would he choose Detroit? I don't know. I don't think he actually will want to go to Detroit. But if he do, that trade will be good for Detroit. Definitely good for Houston. They can definitely use Matthew Stafford. This type of pedigree he can bring to the team. Houston has some young receivers. Matthew Stafford can definitely uplift their team. Watson can also uplift Detroit too. Also, it's probably what Detroit also actually really needs. But I actually think he's going to go to a different team. For some reason, I think he may go to San Fran for some type of reason. It's a team over there.
It's just what is San Francisco going to have to give up to get him, and they got a lot of pieces there, and it might hurt you in the long run to give it up for a quarterback. If they think that's the guy that'll get it done, then so be it, because that's a really thing in the league, and I'm sure you know that. Like, you bring in guys, you make good moves, and then you move on. The coach either moves on, like if it's a D coordinator, the player like the coach moves on now with the new guy, doesn't fit the system. I'm sure you can attest to that. With Caldwell coming around your time, and there was a lot of changes happening then. But that's crazy how it goes. Like, especially with Dan Campbell taking over Detroit. I personally don't like the hire. I don't know. He may surprise me. He might come out and actually be a good head coach. I don't know. I just don't. I really like Dan Campbell as a player, but I'm not sure as a head coach. And especially with that first speech he came out with, kind of really scared me. I don't know if you saw that or not. But oh Lord, I'll have to send that to you. Oh my goodness. I said, but he might go ahead.
No, actually, he seemed like he's a tough coach, But with Detroit, I just hope they just build a different camaraderie, you know, with the whole team as of just winning in the whole, you know. Seems like they have the players there also, you know, when I was in Detroit, we had players on our team that was basically Pro Bowl caliber players on our team, you know. It's just that we wasn't putting everything together in Detroit. We had the players though, you know, we had the players. I think it's more than just talent that Detroit's need. It's just more of leadership, you know, just from players and coaching, you know. He making change that in Detroit. He making add that to Detroit.
Absolutely. Like I said, he might shock me. He might, like you said, you've played there, so you know what the atmosphere is like with the fans and everybody and what they actually need in there. Because they definitely need something. They need some type of spark. And as you mentioned earlier, the same team I see like them is like the New York Jets, but they got the right head coach, San Francisco's defensive coordinator out of there. I think that was the right hire for the Jets, and I think that kind of personality will help change that culture there. That's the word I was looking for, culture there. And you would know better. I guess Dan Campbell might be that gritty guy. I guess that's the word for it. Like you said, like a gritty guy that needs to go in Detroit and get these players motivated, because coming in there with some type of lackluster coach, man, that's just, I think they've dealt with that a little bit too long in Detroit.
Yeah, you know, so yeah, he may change it around. He may change it around.
Let me see this. Matt Cummins, do you think Brady will come back if the Bucs win the Super Bowl? He's still under contract, so I would have to go with the answer is yes. Catley Buck, talk your he said talk your stuff. Speaking of talking stuff, I had to post this up here. I couldn't do it. Jonte, you could share a story if you got one, because Lord knows you look like you talked a little smack back in your day. Let's put this up here. So,
no, I really didn't talk that much, you know. I was in zone guy.
In the zone, there's nothing wrong with that. So speaking of that, so somebody was, you know, butthurt all since they got beat in the playoffs in the conference championship. So Michael Thomas decides to troll Carlton Davis for getting beat by Valdez Scantling, and he makes these comments on social media to Carlton Davis. If a DB can't, hold on, let me slide this so I can see that. If a DB the QB can't throw deep, they're going to play aggressive underneath with safety help over the top. So you're basically admitting that Drew Brees can't throw deep. That's your quarterback. Keep throwing it over his head. He needs help. That safety not over the top. He's talking about when Valdez Scantling scored. I guess Carlton responded once they got out of the game. I bodied you 3 games in a row. Little dude in cover 1, goofball, and I'm a dog. Yo, little ASS again next year, and then work on them routes. And of course, you know everybody calls him Slant Boy all the time. Did you get in a lot of trash talk like that, Jonte, back in your day?
Not really verbally like that on social media directly, but I have said things on the field, you know, to guys when I was on the field, you know, just as for my competitive nature, you know. But now those guys are they're going at it, you know. Obviously, you know, he's frustrated. He's just frustrated with what he said, you know. Mike Thomas, he had what, four attempts, no catches, no
zero
yards. So you can't really argue or basically of what people are interpreting and what we're seeing here, you know. Carson Davis, yeah, he got beat. Yeah, he did get beat, you know, but they also beat the New Orleans Saints. Tampa Bay Buccaneers sent New Orleans Saints home. They sent them home, you know. So you can't really Mike Thomas, I think that's kind of a cheap shot, a low blow by saying he got beat for a touchdown that you don't have no safety help because that's why you got beat. No, he got beat, you know. You didn't have any catches, he didn't have any yards, so he's trying to find some type of way to get under.
Thank you.
Skin, you know, which I understand where he's coming from, but it's just take the loss, man. Take the loss. Tampa Bay won.
Take the L in your house, division winner. You beat them. You blew them out the last time you played them. And they came and beat you. They came out and beat you in the game that really mattered. You did take the division, but you didn't win the playoff game. And you had an early exit again 3 years in a row.
And he didn't have any catches.
And that's the icing on the cake. Then you didn't contribute. You pretty much were a healthy scratch. You were a healthy scratch on the field. And so you're right.
He's trying to throw bait out there to Carson Davis to get under his skin. He did get beat, but hey, everybody get beat, but everybody get beat. But New Orleans Saints, you guys got sent home. Mike Thomas didn't have a good game, you know. Drew Brees he made some turnovers towards the end.
Yeah.
But New Orleans Saints definitely had opportunities out there to win that game.
Yes, they did. And that game, me personally, I don't know how you felt watching it. You know, when you see players' eyes when they put the camera on them and stuff like that. Like I said, to me, I was like, Breeze didn't seem like he was really into that game. I didn't see like he was locked in. I don't know if you caught the body language of some people. A lot of people I didn't really think were locked in, like you said you get when you playing. What
I think Drew, he's gonna be good. He's gonna be fine. You know, he just towards the end, he was trying to force some throws. You know, he made some bad plays. You know, as a retirement stage, I don't know. He is getting up there. It's year by year. It's day by day. It's gonna be day by day with Drew Brees. You know, I honestly wouldn't be mad if I see Jameson Winston. You know, being a starting quarterback. You know, I think he deserve opportunity if Drew Brees is gone. I think Jameson Winston he can get the job done.
Yeah, definitely, and it would be just like the same system. Jameis would probably come in as the one, and you could still have Taysom Hill and run those power plays if Taysom Hill decides to stay because he's under a 1-year contract, just like Jameis is. So those guys are going to have to re-sign. Saints will have a lot of decisions this upcoming offseason, and I've had a few talks with some of the guys that are currently on the roster now. From what their agents say, they're trying to pick up a lot of lower contract guys because they're going to try to dump some of that negative $90 million in the whole cap penalty. So there's going to be a lot of big decisions this upcoming offseason. I think one major star might get moved or released this offseason. Not sure who, but I think there's going to be some type of big moves happening in New Orleans. But let's go ahead.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. But Drew Brees, you know, man, he's a legend. He's a legend in New Orleans Saints. You know what he did to the organization, to that city, how he took those guys to the Super Bowl.
You have to respect that.
It's like one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. You know, hands down. You know, so his legacy will always be in New Orleans. You know, so whether he come back this year or not, it always would be Drew Brees' thing. You know, always would be that.
Absolutely, I could do nothing but respect that guy after them winning the Super Bowl after Katrina happened. Drew Brees was a guy that was casted out for a younger quarterback in San Diego when he hurt his shoulder. They pretty much thought he was done. So I was like you said, you have no choice but to respect that guy and what he's done in this league. And where a lot of people gave up on him, he found his way, his second win, and found it in New Orleans. And Sean Payton came out there and molded him, and they helped each other build what they made out there in New Orleans over these years. So it's crazy seeing all these OGs going out now. But you got to see, you got to see the new blood come in. You got Phillip Rivers going out. That's a hurt piece coming out. Eli Manning. All these guys are around the same draft class, all coming out. But lo and behold, old Tom Brady is outliving all of them.
He is. Brady is a great, you know, how Tom Brady is playing at the high level at that age, you know, playing at that, making those throws, high pitched throws, accuracies, power. He's making his catch playability is still there, you know. It's just amazing just seeing a quarterback being around that long, you know, still playing at a high level like that. To me, I think Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever to play. You know, you can't argue that. He got 5 rings. He may have 6, or he been to 15 Super Bowls. No, he been to 9 Super Bowls. What, 9 Super Bowls?
No, this will be the 10th. This will be the 10th. This will be the 10th.
Okay.
Yep.
15 AFC championships.
Yeah, ridiculous.
15 AFC championships. So it's like, you can't argue that. You know, you can't argue that. Tom Brady is definitely going down as the greatest quarterback. Win or loss.
That's what I was saying. Whenever Peter Blake and the guys were talking about who is the pressure more on, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, I said that's easy. I said Aaron Rodgers. Brady, win or loss in this game, his legacy's already done. To me, the stamp of all-time greatest was that Atlanta Super Bowl game down 28-3. I said that's it. I said that's the one. There's nobody else that's going to top that unless Patrick Mahomes can win like 5 straight Super Bowls coming up, which he's on pace. I mean, he's at 2 back-to-back so far, but we'll see how that turns out, especially with him taking that $500 million contract he just got. So, I mean, Tom Brady, I didn't understand how he could play it like this for so long, but till I really got into and looked at how he prepares himself each offseason coming into the game, like his workouts are insane. So that if you see those, then you'll understand why he can still play at the age of 43. Go ahead, Jonte. You got something?
Yeah, I think Tom Brady. What is he doing with Tampa Bay? As far as just coming to Tampa Bay, he asked to be traded there. I didn't think first year they were going to the Super Bowl with him. I didn't think that. I knew definitely playoffs. Back in my head, they're definitely going to playoffs. They got Rob Gronkowski. They even add another punch. They got Antonio Brown.
Mm-hmm.
So now they just add pieces. Now we got Leonard Fournette.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got LaShawn McCoy. So it's like these guys just they keep adding to Tampa Bay. So now you're saying, they may go to the Super Bowl. They may go to the Super Bowl, and they actually did it. And it all comes down to Tom Brady, though. I think what Brady coming there, what his big plays, his ability, the way he molded that team together, will that team to win. It all comes down to him. And this Super Bowl coming up next week, if people are going to be shocked, they're going to be shocked. The Bucs may close this out because Tom Brady, he's hungry. Two games he went on the road and won. That's not done in history of football, history of NFL football.
Nope. And a lot of people didn't think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would do that, going to these cold state teams, playing all these high-profile quarterbacks, and yet they were road warriors and came out and got this, and then they get the ultimate reward. You get to play at home in the Super Bowl. You were about to say something else? Go ahead.
Nah, yes, that's what I'm saying. What Tom Brady's doing is like like greatness. If you just look at the numbers, just what he's doing. First year coming to Tampa Bay, it's like unheard of.
It is. It's just crazy. And like you said, I really thought the second year would be the year he would go to the Super Bowl or have Super Bowl expectation. I really didn't think in an Arians system, air raid, throw it deep system, and Bruce Arians system, I didn't think he would get there in the first year because Tom Brady has been known as a dink and dunk guy, throw it to the backs, 30, with 30, 40 receptions and things like that. None of that happened. Offensive line was struggling at the beginning of the year with protection. They didn't fully understand the playbook. You didn't have a off season. So you're right. It is really surprising that you overcame COVID and all these variables and still found a way to get to the Super Bowl. And speaking of off season, you're a guy that played and was drafted. How important is preseason? I know everybody was trying to say it wasn't important and trying to get rid of it. How important is preseason that you know of?
Yeah, preseason is very important. Especially to a guy that's on the bubble of making a team. You need reps. You need film. You just need to be out there on the field. Making plays. I know. Once they get towards the season, the ones, twos, take all the reps. You may not even get opportunity to even show what you can do. So preseason is a great opportunity to show guys what they can do on the field, not just for their team. The whole NFL sees preseason games. So even if your team don't like you, another team can maybe pick you up, or they maybe like the play you was doing on that game. So preseason definitely can make you on the team. It can hurt you also. A lot of people don't know preseason can hurt you also. Guys come out there and they're not in tip-top shape or not on their game. It can hurt you as well. I think preseason is a must. It's a must for guys.
And I wouldn't expect any less answer from that. Even as a 6th-round draft pick, you still have to fight for your roster spot because really nothing's guaranteed at that point. I know a lot of politics are into football, and any player, such as yourself, you'll say it's a business because I think that's a lot of the ratio that fans and players. I mean, well, not players, but fans don't understand that. Yes, you want to play football. You've played it since your youth and you love it and everything, but that aspect now changes a little bit because these owners are now investing in you. You're like an investment to them. And I think, some players catch on to that and some quicker than others and realize it's a business and you got to do what's best for you and the team's going to do what's best for them. So, so coming out and performing for these games and building as you said, it's basically your resume. What the preseason is, it's your resume for another team. And I think it's important. And I thought it was crazy that it was even mentioned that trying to get rid of preseason games, which I thought was insane.
Yeah, definitely insane. Definitely insane.
Well, Jonte, I appreciate you coming on. I'll be back on Friday if you want to come on. I'll get some more people on here. We should have a fun time. If you got anybody else that want to come on with you, you're always welcome. You're always welcome here, Jonte. I know your schedule's kind of crazy. You be all over the place doing your things. Plug yourself in. Tell everybody, if you got what you got going on. If you want to check out your music or what you got going on.
Yeah. Right now, I have a couple different projects right now going on. Getting into the music world. Working on mixtape going on right now. You know, that's in the works right now. Also, I signed with a team called Tampa Bay Tornadoes. You know, they're located here in Tampa Bay. You know, it's a new arena team. You know, it's a new uplifting team. You know, new organization. But I think it can definitely be a championship team. You know, other than that, you know, we have some other marketing things I'm working on with. You know, have a vitamin water I'm coming out with. It's called Progene Water. Working on that. Also working on some other marketing things. So it's a quite big thing we have working on here. You know, I'm working on. But I keep you guys posted. You know, just follow me on Instagram, J Green Day, and you know, any questions, DM me, and we can definitely chat.
There it is. Appreciate it, Jonte. If you want to come on Friday, let me know. We'll stay in touch with you as we always talk. Appreciate you coming on, and looking forward to hearing from you again.
All right. Thanks, dog.
Yep. Jonte Green, everybody. Greg said, reach him on social media. He'll respond to you if you got questions, whatever. He's a nice guy. Don't be scared. He won't bite. We'll get to you guys Friday. I guess you got a whole week at the Pro. Well, there is no Pro Bowl. What am I talking about? There's not going to be no Pro Bowl this year because of COVID. So many things changing this year. Crazy. So we get a week. I get to break down a lot of tape, and I put a lot of my perspectives out on this last game against the Green Bay Packers. There's a lot of great performances by some guys. Vita Vea returning. You got the safety, Andrew Adams. I want to look how he played. Mike Edwards. Jamil Dean played really well. He didn't hear his number called. They went to a lot of Carlton Davis, as Jonte mentioned earlier. They went at Jonte a lot because, not Jonte. They went at Carlton a lot because he always covers Adams and Devontae. He always covers the best receiver, and I always think that's good when you got a number one corner on your team. He should play against the best wide receiver. I'm sure Jonte would agree. That's what they should do. You should play best. Should play best. That's what you pay these guys for. So there's a lot of guys I want to look at this game, especially defensive ends, Jason Pierre-Paul and Shaq Barrett. Those guys were just animals in that game. But I'll get out of here. I appreciate everybody jumping on, Jonte coming on, and everybody putting their comments, asking them questions. I'll see you guys Friday. I'll come with some more tape as the All-22 is now available, so I can look at everything a little bit, under a microscope and break down stuff and see what happened. But we'll end this as we always do. You're the master of everything. What you do with your life, what you do with it is entirely up to you. Thank you, guys. God bless. And as always, fire those cannons. See you guys Friday.
Brady has all kinds of time. Throws toward the end zone. It is a caught ball. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Barrett. What a way to start the football game in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Shaq Barrett got it.
JPP puts a good move on him.
He goes down. He's inside the 10 to the 5. 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Fournette refused to go down.
Devin White, Levante David, and the way that they were able to play downhill, just had a hard time getting anything going. Brady goes for the deep shot. He's got a touchdown! Scotty Miller! Oh, my God!
Goes for the other. Caught ball. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. It is Cameron Brate. It is long enough, and it is right down Lombardi Avenue. It's good. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lead 31-23. The Bucs win. Bucs win. Tampa Bay is heading to the Super Bowl.
We got one more piece. We got one more. We making history. Let's win it. Let's go.